Hi guys, today we're going to talk about fractions, decimals and percentages. And basically they are all the same thing. So now one you know that half is 0.5, which is 50%. I'm sure you've taught that from quite a young age. Now the way I would get from that one to the other is I would say that is 1 divided by 2, which would give me 0.5, and here I have to times by 100, because the relationship between a half and 50% is this is half of a whole and this is a half of 100. So it's a comparison between a whole being just a single thing and a whole being a group of 100 things. So that times by 100 is always really key, and it's all about scaling up so you've got a better idea of size. So if we were to look at, say, what is 2/5 as a decimal, so for a start we would do 5s into 2, so 0, decimal point, carry the 2, so that would be 0.4, and then if I wanted that as a percentage, I would times by 100 and I would get 40. Slightly more complicated one, let's go for 3/25. So I'd be going 25s into 3. Don't go. So I'd have to put 3 there. 25s into 30 go once. Remainder 5. 25s into 50 go twice. That's it as a decimal, times by 100, and I get 12%. So that's how we go from a fraction to a decimal to a percentage. So what about if we were doing it in a different order? So let's say I got 35%. Well, I would start off quite easily by dividing by 100 to 0.35, and then to convert that to a fraction I can say, well, this is my 100th decimal place, so that's 35/100. They're both in the 5 times table, so I can cancel that down to give me 7/20ths. Let's think of one that's not so easy. So say we said 47%. Divide by 100 is 0.47. As a fraction, 47/100. Can't be cancelled down, 47's prime. I know you knew that. What about if I was given a decimal in the middle? So let's say 0.71. Easy is 70%. And 71/100. So actually, if you get a nice prime number stuck in the middle, then it's really easy to just stick that decimal over 100. What about if we went for something like 0.3281? Now, if I was to change that to a percentage times by 100, 32.81%. Here I would be going 3281 over. I've got 4 decimal places, so I need 4 zeros, 10,000. I've got to cancel that down. Now, luckily, I can use my fraction button. So put the fraction button there. 3281 over 10,000 equals 3281 over 10,000. So luckily I picked a prime number there again. But sometimes you won't do. So if I said what is 33.5%, you would say, okay, I need to divide that by 100 to give me 0.335, which would be 335 over 3 decimal points, so 3 zeros. I know that can cancel down because of ending in 5s and zeros. That's in the 5 times table. So I've got 335 over 1,067 over 200. So use that fraction button because that will cancel things down for you. So several things to consider in different directions and things. So if we're going from a fraction, we have to realise the line in the fraction means divide, and then do that division to get the decimal, and times by 100 to get the percentage. If we're starting with a percentage, divide by the 100, and then stick this decimal over however many zeros there are, how many decimal points with how many zeros, so 2 decimal points, 2 decimal places, 2 zeros, and then cancel. And again we did the same here and the same here. Whoops, 71%. It gets a bit trickier when we've got decimals and things hanging about, but we can get there with it. Just remember, cancelling down, use your fraction button, your calculator. If you put the fraction in as it is and just press equals, it'll cancel it down for you, and that's a nice little extra trick. Okay.